out our shirt on Teespring.
Friends, gather round. It's time for another episode of America's Trade Policy is Weirder Than Fiction. This week's headline: Trump's slapping tariffs on places so remote even Google Maps gets lost. That's right, folks. Our tariff-happy leader has set his sights on uninhabited islands because nothing says economic dominance like taxing imports from places with more penguins than people. This isn't a joke, though it should be. Trump's new tariffs have somehow ensnared remote territories like Heard Island and McDonald Islands. These are places so isolated, their biggest export is probably volcanic ash. Now, for those who slept through Econ 101, we've all been there, let's recap. Tariffs are basically taxes on imports. The idea is to make foreign goods more expensive, encouraging people to buy American-made products. Sounds simple, right? Well, like most things in life, it's not. Tariffs can backfire, leading to higher prices for consumers and retaliation from other countries. It's like playing economic whack-a-mole, except the only winner is inflation. But hey, why bother with pesky details like economic impact when you can just slap tariffs on anything that moves? Or in this case, anything that moves. Because we're talking about islands with less human activity than a retirement home for tumbleweeds. Let's start with Heard Island and McDonald Islands, shall we? Located somewhere in the vast Southern Ocean. Don't worry, I had to look it up too. These volcanic islands are home to more seals and penguins than people. Seriously, the only human residents are a few scientists studying things like, well, probably not international trade, that's for sure. So you can imagine everyone's surprise when these desolate islands got hit with a 10% tariff. What are they importing? Penguin feathers, volcanic rock souvenirs. The whole situation is so absurd, it's like giving a parking ticket to a glacier. Next up on our whirlwind tour of tariffed territories, Jan Mayen. This Arctic island belongs to Norway and boasts a whopping population of 0 civilians. That's right, 0. The only folks tough enough to live here are a handful of Norwegian military personnel, and let's be honest, they're probably too busy battling the elements to open an Etsy shop selling hand-knitted mittens. Yet somehow Jan Mayen also got slapped with a 10% tariff. It's almost impressive in a how did they even find this place on a map kind of way. Section 5, the Svalbard polar bears, northern lights, and now tariffs. Now, Svalbard is a bit different. This Norwegian archipelago actually has a few thousand residents, mostly clustered in the town of Longyearbyen. They've got polar bears, the northern lights, and now the dubious honor of being subject to Trump's tariffs. It's like winning the lottery, except the prize is a bunch of paperwork and higher import costs. While Svalbard does have some limited trade, mostly related to fishing and tourism, it's hardly an economic powerhouse. Slapping tariffs on this remote archipelago feels like trying to win a staring contest with a snowman. Pointless and a little bit sad. Section 6, Norfolk Island, world's most expensive boots. Hold on to your hats, folks, because this next one is a real doozy. Norfolk Island, a tiny Australian territory with a population smaller than most shopping malls, got hit with a whopping 29% tariff. Why? Well, it seems someone, somewhere, got their Norfolks mixed up. They mistook this peaceful island for, well, other places called Norfolk. You know, like the ones in the UK and the US. Places that actually have, trade, the result. Norfolk Island, a place best known for its lush landscapes and convict history, is now facing tariffs on things like boots and steel equipment. So if you're ever in the market for some seriously overpriced footwear, you know where to go. Section 7, British Indian Ocean Territory. Not even military bases are safe. Last but not least, we have the British Indian Ocean Territory, or BIOT for short. This collection of islands is best known for housing a certain American military base. You might have heard of it, Diego Garcia. Now, you'd think a place with a massive US military presence would be exempt from, US tariffs. But apparently even strategic alliances have their limits when it comes to Trump's trade policy. So there you have it. The BIOT, a place so strategically important it's practically an extension of the US military, is now subject to a 10% tariff. It's enough to make you wonder if anyone in charge has ever actually looked at a map. Section 8. Global reactions, from head-scratching to eye-rolling. As you can imagine, the global reaction to these tariffs has been a mix of confusion, amusement, and good old-fashioned head-scratching. World leaders are left wondering if someone slipped something into Trump's Diet Coke, while economists are busy updating their signs of the apocalypse bingo cards. The Australian Prime Minister, bless his heart, was practically speechless. The EU is threatening to retaliate with tariffs on American tumbleweeds. They're surprisingly hard to come by in Europe. And the penguins? Well, they're just happy to be included in the global conversation, even if it is about trade policy. Section 9. In conclusion, this is fine, everything's fine. So, there you have it, folks. Trump's tariffs, now even more absurd and illogical than ever before. It's enough to make you want to move to a remote, uninhabited island. Just make sure to brush up on your international trade law first. You never know when you might get hit with an unexpected import tax. And on that cheery note, I'm going to go pour myself a stiff drink. Join me next week when we'll be discussing the latest in America's ongoing quest to make the world a more confusing and hilarious place, one tariff at a time.